good, guys? It is Reed and welcome back to another video. Today we got something different. We got the first episode of Give Me a Breakdown. Give Me a Breakdown. That's going to be the name of my performance breakdown series, where I'm going to review some of my footage, some of my street magic, my close-up performances, my close-up mentalism, and give you guys all the tips, all the background, some of the behind the scenes of what went on in the performances, how the groups were, how I handled situations. We're going to talk about hecklers. We're going to talk about when things go wrong, because believe it or not, a lot of things go wrong in some of these videos, and I can touch on how that is and how I handled it. You're going to learn a ton of performance tips. We're going to get to see a lot of the effects that I've taught on the channel and how they look in real life, in real time. So it's just going to be a great series. So Give Me a Breakdown. Episode 1, we're going to look at the I Guessed Her Phone pin code video. If you haven't checked that out, go check it out beforehand and then come back here and we'll break it down together. But yeah, I just want to plug the website real quick. If you guys have not checked it out, you can go check out some merch. We got the awesome hats, we got the shirts, also some private lessons. I am doing a couple of deals right now, some 3-lesson and 5-lesson deals. Great opportunity for you guys to work one-on-one on whatever you want to work on. Become a better magician, a better mentalist. Spots are filling up, so don't miss this opportunity, guys. With all that said, let's not waste any more time and let's jump right into episode 1 of Give Me a Breakdown. Okay, here's what, but first we have to get into your head.
Okay.
Okay, open your calculator on your phone.
My calculator?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you see how the first thing I said to her was, first thing I have to do is get into your head. In this particular performance, I didn't say, I'm gonna try to guess your passcode. Because of the method, I don't wanna reveal that right away. It's gonna come later as sort of almost an afterthought or something I just decide to try, so that the method doesn't feel like it has anything to do with what we're doing. Now I need a reason to justify the calculator being brought out. My justification is you hear me say it, and I clearly state it, and always make sure you state your justifications. I need to get into your head, and this will help me sort of warm up or what have you, or help me get some idea into how you think, and that's how this whole premise continues from here. Something meaningful to you.
Okay.
Type that in, and then hit the add button.
Okay.
And just add a random 3-digit number, don't think about it. So those two numbers, the first one gives me an idea of how you think, what's important to you. The second one, and here's me justifying why we're doing every step, why we put in the random number, why she puts in a meaningful number, and then I'm going to justify why she ends up putting in the important part of this puzzle. More subconscious, right? Because you did it quickly. Now put in your code to your phone, right? So that is something that you do every day. It's like muscle memory, right? It's a pattern, right? Now it says 0. See that? 0. So there's no way that I could know anything. Now I could try to guess that random number. Maybe I could try to guess the one that's important to you, but I think it might be more cool if I could try to get the code out of that. You don't want me to give it away? No? So an important thing with passcodes or any of these effects that are a little bit more personal, just ask if they're okay with it. You know, I would have loved to show the camera and give it away and all that stuff, but obviously she didn't want me to, and that's totally fine. So she's gonna confirm it, and the only downside of this is it kind of plays down the reaction. Everyone else doesn't get to get involved as much, but they can still live vicariously through her, right? You'll confirm it, all right? Oh. Yeah, don't get it on camera, but think of the first digit for me. You're right-handed?
Yeah.
I love this shot.
Yeah. Is that?
There you go. What do you guys want to see? Card stuff? Mind reading? What do we want?
I like the mind reading.
Come back. Okay. So as you can see, that's just a killer effect, man. The phone passcode always kills. I've got a couple different methods for it, but that's one I quite like. That's sort of my handling on someone else's principle there. So yeah, biggest takeaways of this performance is you can see the way I justify the whole process. And justifying your process is super important, and I have reasons for why they have to do things. So it's like part of my process. Like I talked about in the recent Mentalism 101 video, you need to have a process. And now that I have a process that they believe, I can say whatever I want. And anything that I say, they'll listen to because it's just part of my process. And it has to happen in order for me to read your mind. I need you to type out these random numbers and these meaningful numbers to get a sense about how your mind works. That's kind of the premise that I use here. So feel free to use that premise if you like it. I think it works really well. And then here you can see I just asked them what they would like to see next. Mind reading, card stuff, because at this point I had done a bit of both. You know, I can tend to understand and feel out what they'll want. I knew they would want more mind reading stuff, but I still like to ask. Get input. Always get input from your spectators. You can even ask them what they thought of that trick, if it's something new, how they liked it, what their favorite trick was. These are things that I always ask when I'm performing. It just makes me a better magician, and there's no harm in doing it. And you'll get the most honest answers that way. So I think we have a little funny moment here. A little.
Come back, come back. Yeah.
Oh wait, what's that?
Doing some magic.
Magic?
Yeah.
Like what kind of magic though?
Like mind reading and card tricks and that sort of thing.
Mind reading?
Yeah.
What am I thinking?
Don't work that way. I gotta unlock the subconscious first.
That's what I'm thinking.
You look like it.
Cheers. Look like it? Is that a joke?
Yeah, it was. Here's what
So yeah, if you didn't catch that, she said, what's going on here? I said mind reading, and I think this will actually illustrate a pretty important point, but she's like, what am I thinking of? Right? And this is a thing, you guys can see exactly how I handled it. Like, yes, she wasn't really involved in the performance, but it's sort of like a heckler in a way. She's like, well, what am I thinking of? And all I responded with is, again, with my process. I said, I need to unlock your subconscious first. That's some BS that I made up. But to her, and it flew by, no one questioned it, because again, even just off the back of the last effect, I talk about unlocking their subconscious. That fits into the plot super well. So because I'm using my process to justify why I just can't know what she's just thinking of, now I have a way out, right? And so you need a process because it saves you. It's your scapegoat as well. And then she said it was McDonald's. And I was this is another point about being quick on your feet when you perform. Trying to be, I like to be funny, so having quick wit, right? So I was like, it looks like it, right? And then she kind of walks away, and then it clicks that, hey, you just called me fat, or it was a fat joke. But, you know, maybe a bit of a risky joke, I won't lie. You got to be careful with that one, but she took it well, and it made everyone laugh, so that's what I was going for. So
I have this page saved. If it'll load.
This is a use of Inertia by Mark Kirstein. Go check that out. It's an amazing app that can allow you to do a lot of things, and in this case I use it with a bit of piggybacking to get to a version of the Denmark force, or my force I call a traveler. So I've taught that. You can go check it out. I've taught many different ways to do it. I've taught a propless version, I've taught the version that I normally do it, and this is just another variation I talk about in that video. Do it however you want to do it, right? However you can get to that end goal of forcing the number 4, do it. In this case, I used Inertia, so.
Right. It's got all the cards, all 52 cards. It's like basically simulates a shuffled deck, right? Who wants to help me? Someone? Anyone? You want to? Yeah. Do you mind coming up here? All right, so give it a.
And the neat thing here is that guy, so he was very shy, right? And here's an important point. Typically there'll be a few people in the group who will be willing to help you, will want to help you. And if you just keep using those people, that's fine, and they'll probably be the ones who continue to volunteer. But the more you do, and the more you can build a sort of comfortability or trust with everyone, you'll be able to get everyone involved. And you see here, the friends almost point him out and say, you know, you haven't went yet, go try something. Now at this point he's much more willing to come and try something because I've done a few effects already, and he's feeling a bit more comfortable with everything. So it's good to try to, you know, try to get people involved who are a little bit more shy, and reassure them that everything will be okay, and it'll just give them a better experience if they can be part of it.
Scroll. Just a scroll, okay? Give it another scroll. All right, remember that card. You see it? I'm gonna lock it. It's going to go away in my pocket. So only you and maybe him know that card, okay? Sorry? Think of just the number. Forget the suit, just the number. Now every letter with a number. A.
So I lost a bit of audio there on the filming, but essentially this is just a great example of me piggybacking. I'm taking one piece of information that he has, and I'm going through a bunch of steps to change it to something else. So he's now thinking of a number. Well, actually he started thinking of a playing card. I take that playing card, convert it to a number, right? Whatever the value was on the playing card. Then I take that value and I convert it to a letter, whatever letter corresponds with the number in the alphabet. Then I'm going to take that letter and we're going to get a country. So we go from a playing card to a country. Now, when they try to backtrack this, think about how impossible that link will be. Because even if they're like, somehow he knew my card, the discrepancy of card to country and all the steps in between get so blurred in performance that you just have a miracle where it just feels like they just thought of a random country, right? So that's the idea of piggybacking, and you can really see how I layer it in this case.
Is 1, B is 2, C is 3, etc. Can you think of the letter that matches the number on that card? Yeah. You got it? Think of the first country that comes to mind when you think of that letter. That starts with that letter. You got one? Just think about it for me. Imagine a big map. And imagine just in your head.
I don't know where it would be.
It's okay. Just imagine where you feel it would be. Imagine just that. Okay. There's a K in it.
Yeah.
So you see, that's a little performance, a little presentation aspect that I always use, the big world map, imagine where it is. And here's a question people ask me a lot: what happens if they say they don't know where it is? And that's the line I use. I say, it doesn't matter, just imagine where you think it would be. Doesn't mean much, but it works, right? It's fine. It goes along with the premise. And then you can see here I actually do fish for the letter K, just to make sure. That's a safety net that I use from time to time when I do this traveler effect, and I talk about it in the video. Just to be sure that I'm going to get the hit, I just throw out the letter K, and as long as he responds yes, then we're good. And because I'm 90% sure he will respond yes, it's going to come off as a hit anyway and look perfect, right? Look perfectly clean. In this case, I choose to go with a billet reveal, so I'm going to write it down, fold it up, hand it to him so that he can say it out loud, and then get the reveal and everyone can react with him.
Hold on to that. What's the country you're thinking of?
Denmark.
Take a look.
No way!
And now that one didn't get a huge freak out reaction, but if you watch their faces, they're in complete shock, disbelief, dismay. Even the guy you can see right here, he's like, what the heck? And then the girl, she has her mouth wide open. So really just a killer sort of direct piece of mind reading.
It's amazing.
You want to help me out?
Where'd you get him from?
Alright,
boat.
I want you
Amazon,
to
bro.
shuffle.
He's fresh off the boat, bro.
Good shuffle.
Free delivery, bro.
You know where a shuffle of fucking neck over there?
That's not bad at all.
Amazon Prime.
I've seen much worse.
99 cents delivery, bro.
Alright, I want you to name any card.
We got a refund. I don't know.
Name it out loud. So everyone knows.
Ace of clubs.
Ace of clubs, sure, you don't want to change
Ace
your mind.
So this is my effect, So I Can. If you want to go learn it, you can go check it out. It's not often that I do any card, any number in a street magic performance, but I did choose in this case. These guys were a group of guys that were kind of like skateboarding around, and they were great. And so I decided to do this. The time kind of felt right. I needed something impromptu, and they were really into it. So yeah, it was great. You know, when he's shuffling, you always want to be positive. You hear some of his friends kind of, you know, ragging on his shuffling, and I just say, oh no, I've seen much worse. You know, just to build that positivity, get people to like you. You know, all these little things can really help.
Clubs, right? Ace of clubs.
So if you were to guess the position of the Ace of Clubs, you wouldn't have a great shot, right? You wouldn't know. But I'm a nice guy.
No, somewhere.
I'm a nice guy, so I'll give you. There you go. I'll give you a hint. Go watch.
I see it.
You got about where it is?
Yeah.
You're sure?
Yeah.
So how about if I cut the deck? I go like this.
Yeah.
You know where it is still? What number, roughly?
23.
23, sure? Okay, shuffle it up.
So you see here how everything again is justified. Now the reason I'm going through the deck is so that he can get a hint as to where his card's going to be, and that's the great thing about the premise of So I Can. You can see the moment right here where I cut the deck and move it into cop at the same time. So that's a little technique that sometimes I like to use to cover my cop. I pull it back into the cop and swing cut over top of it, right? So you can actually pull it back and then swing cut over top, and it just, any of that little motion is now hidden by the cut. And then immediately, if we go back here, you can see the cop. Okay, it does flash on camera, and there's people all around at this point. But I'm just confident with it, and you can see it totally flies. So watch. I cop here and the hand goes straight to my side, and now it's blocked by my body. Everyone's kind of on this side where the camera is and where the guy is. So now that it's blocked by my body, it's totally hidden, right? And then he shuffles and I take it back. He gives it to me upside down, so I have to, it's a little bit awkward, but I kind of have to take it like this and like flip it as I come back because it needs to be replaced on the top of the deck. And the replacement happens so quick in this effect that they don't even remember that I touched it, right? And now I'm having them think of a number. This is another thing that's great about this. You can just have them think of a number. They don't even have to say it out loud. They have that number in their head the whole time.
You got it? Yep. Deal that number of cards into my hand. Okay? Go. Just deal from the top, just one at a time. Yeah, perfect.
So you can see there, he was slightly confused by my instructions. He was starting to spread and he was gonna count through that way. And it's easy, you know, guys, you ask about like, how do you get out of those situations when people don't understand? I literally just kind of reach my hand out. I say, no, it's okay. Just from the top. It's an easy thing to just correct someone. It's not a big deal. It flies by. I mean, you don't need to be rude about it, but there's nothing to worry about. You know, you just take control of your performance.
Okay, I won't even count. Stop whenever you want. You're sure?
Yeah.
Okay, watch. I'm just gonna
Oh, I
square.
know what number that
I'm
is.
just gonna square these up. I wasn't counting. How many numbers was that?
16.
So this is 16
I knew
cards.
that.
So again, the justification, I wasn't counting. How many cards was that? Allows me to do the little dribble shift move. And the rest is history. Here you're gonna see me recap like crazy, especially with an A-can. I am, at this point, my goal is to make them understand why this effect is so incredible. The reason as a magician that we all love any card, any number, I am now trying to get them to feel that same love, that same mystery, that same amazement from that effect. So I'm gonna do everything I can to get them to understand, building up anticipation, building up hype, building up the reaction, and then when the reveal happens, you will see how everyone freaks out.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything. He dealt 16 cards. It was ace of clubs, right?
Yeah.
Flip it over.
Oh, hell no, bro. Oh, hey, boys. Yo, this is if this is ace of clubs, we're all leaving, bro. We're all going home. It's good night. Okay. It's good night, baby. Oh, no. Yo, what the Tom? Yo, what is going on, bro? He's running to Narnia. Right home. Yo.
So you can see how the anticipation was being built. Even the guy was helping build anticipation by not flipping it over right away. That's just little things like that. Building that anticipation are enhancing the reaction. You can see how good of a reaction to get. That guy actually ran away. He was so freaked out, which is awesome. All right, well that's the end of episode 1 of Give Me a Breakdown. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you got a lot of value out of this style of video. If you'd like to see more like this, let me know. Comment which video you'd like me to break down next, which one of my street magic videos or performance videos you'd like to see a breakdown on, or what effects you'd like to see me talk about. And if you'd like more like this, don't forget to like, drop a comment, all that good stuff. And I just want to welcome all the new subscribers. Thank you guys once again for helping me hit 3K. It's been a great journey, a big milestone, and right around my birthday, so it's a great present. So thank you for that. And I have some special things on the way to celebrate that I'm very excited for. So again, if you'd like to sign up for a private lesson, link is below. With all that said, guys, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.